Hello and welcome to Pocket Rob. In today's video I have my very first guest on this channel, my son.
Hello.
Who is also a YouTuber. He has a channel called
FoxEatingNintendo.
We're going to be ranking our top 100 songs of all time. We're not going to be doing all of them in one go. We are going to be doing them in little batches of 10. And neither are we going to go into the granular level of this is track number 97 and I like this more than track number 98. We're going to actually do it such that each set of 10 is all roughly the same in terms of how much we like them, yeah? Both of us use the ranking engine from PubMeeple to develop our lists. And before we go into those, I would just ask you to like the video, remember to subscribe, and hit the bell to receive notifications. Our first set of 10 will be covering 100 through to 91, and Joel's going to kick off.
So, my first track is Alone by Alan Walker.
Right.
I can't remember if you liked it, but you have heard it.
I probably didn't hate it. We did an entire bonus episode on our podcast, Generation Mix, about the Alan Walker album, Different World. Speaking of that podcast, it's based on CDs that I've been making for him for a year or so on particular artists or topics. And we're re-reviewing those in the podcast. Any song that he likes as a result of the podcast, I'm claiming as a win. And there'll be a few that come up in this list.
Yeah.
Okay, my first pick in this batch is Hallowed Be Thy Name by Iron Maiden from the 1982 album Number of the Beast. It closes the album and often cited as people's favourite Iron Maiden track. It's a really, really good song. And it's a multi-layered epic. It's a great song.
So, my next track, he hasn't heard, and it is Fly Away by the Fat Rat.
Based on what I have heard of the Fat Rat, I don't want to hear it.
Well, it's different to the other tracks in the fact that it has lyrics.
My next pick is from 1971 Elton John album called Madman Across the Water, and it's the title track, Madman Across the Water. I do these lists approximately every 5 years or so, and this used to be in the 60s, so it's tumbled down my list a little bit into number 99, nearly went out.
So, my next track, Dad has performed.
Okay.
And it is These Days by Jess Glynn and
Rudimental.
Okay, I think.
I played bass in the covers band I'm in on this one, yes.
Yeah.
We don't do the rap part because we can't.
The verses and raps are quite sad in the lyrics, but the chorus is quite upbeat and like good memories and things.
My next pick is a ballad from an album called Slade in Flame by Slade. It was their first single in 4 years or so that didn't make the top 10. It's How Does It Feel, which is a really, really good slow ballad from 1974. And Noel Gallagher from Oasis has cited this as being one of the best pop songs ever written. I really like How Does It Feel.
So my next track is a weird one for me, seeing as there's a section of it that I don't particularly like. It's Road Trip by Dream and a rapper that I can't remember the name of. But I love the backing, the instrumental set bits.
Right. You do an instrumental version?
I did look for one, and if there was one, it would be here.
Okay, instead of this. So it's an instrumental version of Road Trip by Dream and a rapper that I can't remember. It's not his name.
Yeah, that's not his name.
Okay.
And I really quite like the first verse and the chorus, but I don't particularly like the rap in the middle.
Okay.
Which, yeah.
Well, I don't particularly like rap, full stop. So.
Yeah.
My next pick is by a dance artist. Now, I am by no means a dance music fan. In fact, I generally speaking can't stand it. But I will make an exception for one artist, and that's this guy. That's Avicii. And my track is a pick from this album, Stories. It is Waiting for Love. I've gigged this as part of the covers band. In fact, I actually get to sing and play bass on it. I really, really like the song Waiting for Love from the 2005 album, Stories.
So my next track is from the new Disney movie Encanto.
Okay.
It's not the only Encanto track on the top 100. It is Surface Pressure.
Okay, the one done by Louisa.
Yeah, Luisa. And
Decent song, actually.
I quite like that one.
The whole soundtrack's actually very good, and I was surprised how much I disliked it on the very first watch. And the film, didn't like the film at all. Second watch and second listen, realised it was absolutely phenomenal.
It gets way better on rewatches.
And that's, yeah, like I said, I really didn't like it first time around, either part. But now, I've got to admit, it's incredibly good. My next pick is by Elvis Costello, an artist who'll appear multiple times on this list. This is Elvis Costello and the Attractions, 1978 single, Radio Radio. A song that has gained a bit of a mythology as a result of him playing it when he shouldn't have played it on Saturday Night Live in America and getting banned. And it's an absolutely... It distills all that was great about the new wave movement that he was attached to. He wasn't part of, really. And that whole kind of thing where he was playing a different song which he didn't want to do and said there's no reason to play this, turned around to his band and said Radio Radio, and they launched into that, has been repeated time and time again by other artists, including someone you quite liked, which was Weird Al Yankovic does it in his concerts when maybe something happens technical, makes a mistake. He says there's no need to play this song and lampoons the whole Radio Radio story. Great song. Radio Radio.
So my next track is by Adele, who will also turn up a few times this list. And it is Someone Like You.
This used to be in my top 100 and actually fell out yesterday. Not to be replaced by Hallowed Be Thy Name, but replaced by something else because I made a few tweaks before the video. I think this is a beautiful ballad too.
Yeah.
Huge, huge hit. This song is actually the reason why Adele is such a big artist as she is.
Yeah.
So Rolling in the Deep had been successful. She sang this at the Brits and everybody went, wow. It was released as a single, smashed it at #1 for about 6 weeks globally. Huge. Yeah. And she's a huge selling artist as the result of that song, really. My next pick is from Peter Gabriel's third self-titled album from 1980. It's Family Snapshot. This is a track that seems to be about the assassination of John F. Kennedy from the viewpoint of Lee Harvey Oswald. And it's a very unusual song, but it's one of the best lyrics I think you'll ever hear. It is so well considered and thought through. And Peter Gabriel is a bit of a genius. So
my next track is from a video game. It's from Celeste, which I've been enjoying a lot recently.
Right.
And it's called Madeleine and Theo. I like it a lot because it fuses two of the best tracks in Celeste, with one of them which didn't make it into my top 100, playing like quite quietly in the background, and then in the foreground it's playing the one that will be in my top 100 later on, in like a calm acoustic version.
Okay. As
the character of Theo is supposed to play guitar, which is quite fitting.
Okay. Well, I know nothing about this video game, and to be honest, I don't really want to.
Well, it's very fun. You should play it.
My next pick is something that I think has been in my top 100 every single time, and it's Hunting High and Low by a-ha from the same album title, 1985. You really like this song, don't you, as well? So we've done a Generation Mix episode of a-ha, and I think at one point in a previous version you considered this as part of a potential for your top 100. It's not now, though, is it? I think it's the best track off Hunting High and Low, and it's probably my favourite a-ha track. It's the only one that I've got in my top 100, so it has to be.
So my next track is from a musical.
Right.
It is The Other Side from The Greatest Showman.
Okay, that's the one with Zac Efron and Hugh Jackman in the bar, isn't it?
Yeah.
Actually, quite a clever song, and I would possibly agree that it might well be the best song on The Greatest Showman, given the fact that This Is Me has been massively overplayed.
Agreed. I used to really like it. I can't stand it anymore.
My next pick is a song that I've gigged. I heard this when I was actually, this is going to sound weird, oiling a floor. The family had gone away while I was doing DIY jobs. So I was actually oiling the floor in our family room, and this came on the radio, and I thought, I really like this. I'd like to learn this song in time for a gig at the end of the week. And I did, and it's Shipped to Wreck by Florence and the Machine from the album How Big, How Blue, How Beautiful. Great video as well. Really fine narrative in the song. And I like all the imagery. It's really fun to play too.
I forgot about this one. I don't know if it would have made it in.
But it was in contention.
It would have been in contention if I remembered it. My next track is by Avicii.
Yeah.
And it's the first one on this top 100, and it is Broken Arrows.
From the same album that I picked, Waiting for Love from.
Yeah, I really like this one. It's got quite a country style.
Yeah, it has got a country style here. My next pick is, once again, from Elvis Costello. At this point, he had split with the Attractions, and it's from the album Mighty Like a Rose. It's Harpy's Bazaar, an album track from this record. I love the lyrical conceit in this. It's part of a story that's actually a 3-song cycle that he's got on the album. It's also got really great harpsichord break, and the instrumental section in the song really makes it. Harpy's Bazaar is a great album track from Mighty Like a Rose.
My last track of this group of 10
is also my last track of this group of 10.
It's
Grace Kelly
by Mika.
Yeah. We both really like this song. And #1 hit single from 2007, I think. From, as he said, Life in Cartoon Motion, which is a fun album anyway. But the best thing on it is definitely Grace Kelly, isn't it?
Yeah.
His vocals are amazing. The whole kind of thing about tried to be like Grace Kelly. Then I tried a little Freddie. I've gone identity mad. And then he goes into that ridiculous falsetto. Not an easy song for anybody to sing, but brilliant. Such a perfect slice of pop. So that concludes our first part of this, what looks like a 10-part video series ranking our top 100 songs. This was 100 through to 91. We'll be back in about 2 weeks' time with 90 through to 81. Hope you enjoyed this video. Just remind you that he's got a YouTube channel called Fox Eating Nintendo. We've also got our podcast, which you can find by clicking on the link in the description below and listening to our ramblings about the compilation CDs. The next episode should be out tomorrow. Please subscribe to that. But before you do, remember to like this video, hit the subscribe for this channel, and click the bell for notifications. But until next time, thanks for watching.